Here is what I am working on this video. These are our Father's Day mountain soaps. They don't have to be for Father's Day, but I thought that this would be a wonderful time to release them. Here I am mixing up, this is mica in melt and pour soap, trying to get it all dispersed in there. Sometimes it can be a bit tricky and you can have little bits that hide out in the bottom. You gotta obliterate them, make sure that they're in there and sparkling to the best of their abilities. What I do for this soap in particular is we have different layers. So this is going to be a very thin layer of soap. I'll cut out the mountain and then it'll have a blue background. We'll put the mountains in and then it'll have clear soap. You might have seen in the picture that we also have an option for the soap where it's got words in it that say, "You are my rock." What I'm doing here is dragging my stirring stick through the soap so that the mica settles in a specific way to look more like a mountain. Sometimes it can be tricky to get soap with mica in it to get it more uniform color, like this soap right here. But I think that this silver mica works really well for this. It looks so much like a mountain. You might not be able to see that in the video, but up close it adds another dimension. This soap could be for anybody. Doesn't have to be necessarily for Father's Day. I would love a soap like this. Obviously, that's why I made it. It's because I like it too. I was thinking particularly people who love being outdoors, or like, who doesn't like a mountain? I love looking at the mountains. Okay, I guess people who live next to mountains aren't as impressed by mountains as I am, but I grew up in a valley and there were no mountains around. This soap is scented. We offer unscented, but this soap is scented with Cool Nights. It's really, really pleasant in my opinion, and it always makes me think of being outside and cool and lovely. So here we've got our soap sheets, and I feel so clever for figuring this out. I took a cookie cutter making kit and I made these mountains. And oh, nope, wrong one. Okay. Almost made a mistake, but she caught it. So I have two different mountain ranges. This isn't any particular mountain range, but I would love to do some mountain ranges that are based off of real life mountain ranges. I think that would be really cool and pretty. I also think it would be really pretty to just do the silver. I think it works really well. Keenan is team Green Hill and Silver Mountain. And I gotta listen to him because his designs are the ones that tend to sell the best. So I always ask for his opinion too. I don't get out as much as I did when I was a kid. My dad would always take us camping at least once a summer, and we never really went anywhere very mountainy, but we loved camping. Eventually he bought a Westphalia camper, and that was always really cool. Like, it was like deluxe camping. We would wrap biscuit dough around sticks. If you like spiral it around the stick, you can cook it through on a fire and it tastes really good because then it's kind of smoky and charred. Who doesn't love a s'more? He would also take us on hikes, although those weren't as popular as just sitting next to the fire and reading a book. And if we got bored, he would help us come up with stories around things that we saw. So like, we made up a story about a mushroom fairy princess because we saw one of those big puffy white mushrooms. So that was a good memory. I don't remember how the story goes, just that mushroom. and that we made it through that hike. See, the Silver Mountains, they're just so pretty on their own. I really like this soap. I think I'm gonna say that about every soap that I make, but I was really proud of this one. It can be a little difficult to get them in just the right spot. One of them is a little crooked, and that's because the soap around the perimeter cools faster than the soap in the middle. Because I'm making two at once, the time that I waited to get one in, the soap had hardened around the perimeter faster, so there's a little bit more of a gap. But it's handmade. I think it's fine. I think it's beautiful. Here's our this is water soluble paper, so as you use the soap, this will just dissolve. It'll be fine. No clogs or anything. And this is basically done. Just kind of babying it to get out as many bubbles as I can. Our soaps always have bubbles in them, but I try and get out at least the biggest ones. But it's just what happens when you've got an intricate design. And here they are. What do you think? Do you like the version with the words in it, or the plain mountains better? Here is a sneak peek of our next video. Has something to do with rainbows. You might have seen a short on it already. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.